February 17th, 2026. Just got home from indoor track practice, and it was a tough workout. It wasn't easy. It wasn't the hardest one, but it was difficult. And when I was on my way home, I was thinking about energy, and specifically my relationship with energy, and energy kind of as like a concept rather than what it literally is. I mean, we know what energy is. It's the ability to do work. But what does that really mean? Like, what does that mean for you and me as individuals? And I was thinking about stuff like that because, I mean, of course, in the definition, work is probably the ability to do something. But I thought about, well, what does work really even mean? Because work could be doing something that you don't want to, or doing something to make money, or to achieve anything. But sometimes in class, I'm sure any one of you have thought or heard or whatever, you might have thought, Lyric has too much energy today. He just doesn't stop talking. But if that were the case, that would mean I have too much of the ability to do work. But someone that is constantly talking during class, they're not getting any work done. And so I thought that was interesting. What does it really mean to do work? And I think this is kind of where I was thinking about energy in general. I mean, like I said earlier, today's February 17th, 2026. As you guys know, it's a very nice day out. And that also made me think about energy, the way winter shifts back into spring. And that's a change in energy, a gain in energy. Or maybe today, any one of you guys felt like you had more energy because the sun was out and the weather was nice. I definitely did. But what does that really mean? I mean, we were in a better mood. So, does mood dictate energy? Or is mood energy? I don't think so. You could be very upset, but could get a lot of work done. You could do a lot of things. So maybe mood doesn't dictate energy. Or maybe energy is will, like desire. Because when you are very tired physically, and maybe you didn't get enough sleep or enough food or water that day, if you really, really wanted to do something, you would find a way to do it. Like in any sort of sport, you could be very, very, very tired and very low on energy, but you would continue to play to the best of your ability. So maybe desire and will is energy, but that doesn't necessarily make sense, because You could be working a job that you don't like. You have no desire or will to work there, but you still do work. Well, maybe that doesn't even make sense, because you might not have a desire to do that specific job, but you definitely have a desire to make money and survive. So, never mind. But today I had a good amount of energy. I think I didn't sleep very well. It took me a long time to fall asleep last night. I didn't eat a lot during the workout for track practice. I found myself feeling very tired, and I don't mean a physically fatigued type of tired like you would always get after working out. I mean the type of tired where you blink and your eyes want to stay closed. The type of tired where you could imagine yourself laying down on a bed and you'd have no choice but to fall asleep. That kind of tired. And I wanted to talk about my relationship with energy. Going off of that, I don't usually throw up, ever. Not from any sort of illness or from physical work. I don't usually throw up very often at all. It's been years. But that was until last week during track practice. It was a very, very difficult workout. And that day I had tried to eat more food so then I would have the ability to have more energy during the workout, so I would not feel so tired. And lo and behold, once practice starts, we have the option to either work out outside or inside. The inside workout consisted of short sprints with a mix of extra core. Sounds great on paper. I love doing core. Everyone on the track team does love doing core. In short sprints, count me in, because I'm not a distance runner. I really don't know anyone who likes running distance, because all the distance people I know are definitely lying. But anyway, I tried to eat more that day, and I ended up deciding to do the inside workout, which everyone evidently had to. So it was actually a military workout. It was pretty difficult, and of course, I ate a bit more that day, so it didn't really sit well in my stomach, and I threw up that day. And I hate throwing up. It sucks so bad. Like, I mean, I don't really know anyone who does like throwing up, but for me, it's like, if I feel nauseous, I have to pour all of my focus into not throwing up. Not because I'm more susceptible to throwing up, but because I can't stand the feeling. It is unbearable. And after throwing up, it was incredibly upsetting to me for that reason, but also because it felt very unfair, because I felt as though I had made the right decision. I thought like I had done the thing that someone responsible would have done. You know, I'll eat more today and try to push myself past the norm that I've set for myself to try and prepare for the future. And it felt like a slap in the face. And for those of you that don't know, I struggle with eating. I don't have anorexia or any sort of eating disorder, but I take medication for ADHD. I take Adderall, which causes you to have a great loss of appetite. And so I don't get hungry nearly at all. I can tell my stomach is empty, but I'll have no desire to eat. And it felt so unfair, and it felt like such a slap in the face, because I felt like I had to make the decision to choose between my mind and my body. And it felt horrible, because why can't I have both? Why does it have to be this harsh of a punishment to try and choose my body? And that really sucked. And I guess that's part of the reason why I'm kind of getting turned away from track, because if I had to choose my mind or my body, I'd definitely choose my mind. But I didn't want it to be this way. I don't think anyone would want it to be this way. I mean, if you had the option to have a good body or a bad body, I mean, you'd probably choose a good one. But I don't think I'm alone. I think these kind of ultimatums appear everywhere. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That's energy. Deciding to eat more that day had an equal and opposite reaction. I see this everywhere in my life for like ever. I feel like whenever I decide to invest into one thing, another thing will end up going wrong. And so it gives this sort of feeling like, why can't things ever just get better? Like, why can't things ever just go up for once? Why does the scale always have to tilt back into that middle? Why can't it ever just go up in my favor? And I think that's a normal feeling. Like, you feel like you can't do anything without something else going wrong. I mean, at least I see this. I mean, it's pretty self-evident and obvious if you really wanted to think about it. But it appears in other ways that just don't really seem very obvious as well. Sometimes I'll notice I start pouring more energy into one of my relationships, and then something completely unrelated will go wrong around the same time. And at first glance, it's like, well, what the heck? Is this karma? I don't think it is. I don't think karma is really a thing. Not at least in the true definition of karma. I mean, in a roundabout way, karma is real, because if you do bad things will usually happen to you, just based on circumstances and the way the world kind of works. But I don't think it goes beyond that. But anyway, I think a lot of you guys can notice that as well. But I don't think it's karma. And I don't necessarily think that your life is always at the same level either. I think that's just the way that things kind of change. When one thing gets better, another gets worse. And so you aren't better or worse, and you're not the same, because you're not better because another thing went bad. You're not worse because this other thing went good. And you're not the same because those things changed. And that's very interesting. What is it for then? If no matter what I do, will everything just always be the same? I don't think so. I think everything is able to be interpreted in your own light. I think it is within your ability to perceive the things around you as better or worse. Because, for example, the fact that I threw up after a track workout, I could see that as bad because, I mean, it's kind of obvious why it would be bad. I mean, throwing up sucks. But I could also see it as a good thing. Because if I hadn't, then I wouldn't have the judgment that I have now. I wouldn't be sitting here out in my backyard on a picnic table covered in snow, talking to my phone, because I wouldn't have had the same life. I wouldn't have had the same experience. I wouldn't have had the same prompting to come out here and do this. And that's a bit more of a straightforward example, because I mean, I'm talking about the thing. Like right now, I'm talking about throwing up. So if I hadn't thrown up, of course I wouldn't be talking about it now. But it takes form in a lot of other ways as well. Like, let's say you lose a loved one. It was completely unrelated to you. I mean, you didn't cause it, of course. I mean, maybe you did. I don't know. Let's hope not. But it had nothing to do with you. It just, that's the way it works. You know, people die. And of course, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing to lose a loved one. It's a horrible thing for anyone to die. But if I had lost a loved one, I think that, like, if someone gave me the option, like, would you rather be where you are right now, or would you rather go back in time to when they were still alive and have them never die? Like, have them die a bit later? I don't think I'd say yes. Because to change anything about the past is to want to live a different life. And I don't see how anyone could ever want to live a different life. I mean, it's easy to say that for me. I wouldn't say I'm incredibly privileged. I mean, I'm not rich. There's definitely been a lot of stones and rocks in my path, thorns, stuff like that, you know. My life's not easy, but it's not very hard either. Right now, I mean, I have my things together. And it's easy for me to say that I don't want to live a different life, you know. I'm happy. For someone that's not, for someone that is very upset with the current state of their life, of course they could say that. Of course they would want that. But what they want isn't a different life. What they want is the same life at a different time in different circumstance. Because to want a different life, like someone else's life, is to want to stop existing. Because think about it. You are the only person that is thinking the exact way you are. And so for you, an individual, to have a desire to live someone else's life, you're having an empty desire. Because if you were to live someone else's life, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that you had ever wanted that, because you wouldn't know that you had felt that way. In a way, you could be living everyone's life right now, because you don't know how other people are feeling. You don't truly know someone's inner monologue or their thoughts. A lot of people don't even know their own. And I think it might be a bit difficult to understand, or maybe it's quite easy to understand. I don't know. But it is very difficult to explain. But for a very unfortunate person to want the life of a celebrity, if that individual had swapped lives with the celebrity, let's say Kanye West and me, let's say I'm very unfortunate. You know, I'm homeless orphan Lyric wants to live the life of Kanye West. I don't really. Homeless orphan Lyric does, not me. If we had truly swapped lives, I wouldn't have any memory of it, because if I had memory of homeless orphan Lyric's life, then I wouldn't be living the life of Kanye West. I'd be living the life of two people. Kanye West has no memory of homeless orphan Lyric, because Kanye West doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know I exist. He never will. And so if we swapped, Kanye West would immediately transfer into me. He'd have no memory of it. He wouldn't know. He would just begin living my life. That could have happened right now. Or when I wake up in the morning. I wouldn't know. I'm the exact same. If anything had changed, then Kanye West wouldn't be living my life. Or if anything had changed in Kanye West's life, I wouldn't be living Kanye West's life. That's not how it works. And so that's why, in a way, you could be living everyone's life right now. You don't know it, because that's not how it works. Like, Chase Lorenz and I could have just swapped right now. There's no way to know, because that's how human perception works. I'm living my life, he's living his. We could have swapped right now. It doesn't change anything. Because if it did change, then we wouldn't have fully swapped. There's something wrong. It's not true. Anyway, that was quite a tangent. But back to energy. Maybe energy is the way that I'm shivering right now, because it's getting colder outside. I mean, that's a bit more of a straightforward example. Or maybe energy is emotion. That's not really a good definition of it, though. feels unfair. Definitely feels unfair. I don't know. I think I just wanted to talk about me and stuff that I was thinking about. You know, even the idea for this, I didn't want to do this today. I am tired after the workout today. I wanted to be inside where it's warm. I just wanted to play video games and do whatever I wanted. But I think it's fitting if I decided to talk about energy while not having energy. You know, talking about what energy really means when I didn't really want to. I'm also doing this because I wanted to stop consuming and I wanted to start creating. I think there's way too much consumption. I think I've consumed enough. I think it's time to start creating some of my own stuff. And I'm not saying that this is like an original thought or something. No, that's not how it works. I mean, no one's ever said it exactly like this in the exact circumstance that I'm in and lived my exact life. So it is original. This is authentically me. For sure. No one's ever done this before. Yeah. Last original experience taken by me. Good luck. Good luck trying to do anything original now, guys. But I'm doing well. I'm doing good. I have energy. I get stuff done. I care. I want to help people. I want to try to convince people of things they don't believe if I believe them. I want to try to convince them not to believe something that I don't think they should. I think that's maybe what virtue is. You know, genuine care. Whether it be the correct side or incorrect side, doesn't really matter. You know, if someone believed in something that you didn't and genuinely thought that you were wrong and just genuinely cared and wanted to help you, they're a good person. They could believe in something really bad, like really bad, and they're trying to convince you of it. But I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but who's to say that's bad? I mean, killing people, yeah, that's pretty bad. Or like, you know, the Holocaust or something. That's bad. But I think the act of trying to help someone by convincing them of something bad, that's still good. Not because you're trying, it's not bad because you're trying to convince them of something bad. Like, it's about genuinely wanting to help and genuinely wanting to guide people along the path that you believe is the right one. That's care. And a lot of people say that, you know, the world's a dark place, and gosh, it is. Like, the world sucks. Like, let's be honest, it sucks. But at the same time, God, the world is so amazing. It's so beautiful. There's so much love. There's so much love. I love so much. I love so much. And like I was saying, people wanting to convince others of something, to follow the path that they believe is right. That's love. Whether it be the right path or wrong path according to you or me, genuine care is what they're exerting. And that's love. And when you think about it that way, I think there's a lot more love in this world than people think. Whether you have the correct or incorrect information or the right or wrong opinion, that's a different story. I think that's just kind of a result of the kind of world we live in, you know, with information and stuff. It's like, you don't know what's real and what's fake, you know. But I don't think that love's ever gonna die. Well, I'm really cold now. It was quite nice when I had came out here, but it's been 32 minutes. So I'd originally planned to just kind of talk about energy. Like I went off on a couple tangents there, but I don't know. There's bugs now too. Well, I came out with 2 drinks. I came out with a water and this, and I hadn't taken a drink of either of them. Let's go ahead. This is your reminder to drink water today. Water is incredibly good for you. Chase actually cramped today. What a bum. Am I right, guys? Okay. Maybe this is energy. Sure. Okay, well, I'll see you guys sometime later. And final things to say. Let the people around you know that you love them in any kind of way. You could say it. You could say, I love you. You could try to help them. You could try to teach them. Or maybe in a way you could even try to be mean to them in hopes that it'll result in something good. That's a bit hard to do, and definitely won't get you very many fans, but it can work. I don't care how you do it. Just let the people around you know you love them, and never stop trying. Never stop trying to improve and make the world a better place. Never stop trying to learn and get stronger. Because it's all just so short, bro. It's just so freaking short. You know a way you can make it longer? Stop consuming short form content. Okay, that's where we call it, guys. Love all of you.